time I popped a wheelie with it. That was kind of stupid, but good. Hey everybody, Phil out here at Woods Tree Farm, and guess what? Got a new mower. So yeah, we had to do a lot of maintenance around our trees here. Pan around, you can kind of see our rows of trees, and there's little 12 to 18 inch seedlings planted along those rows, and we need to be able to mow all around them so the weeds and grass don't take them over and prevent them from growing. I've got a bush hog mower, and some of our rows, I didn't measure them accurately enough. Some of our rows are not wide enough for the bush hog mower. So a zero turn is our next best option, and I have found a zero turn to be much faster and do a better job at cutting anyway. So good decision. So in this video, I'm going to give you an overview of this Cub Cadet mower. I'll show you some of its features, and then we'll put it through the paces and see how it runs. So here we go. So here's the mower. That's the Kubota Ultima ZT2. See the nameplate there, ZT2. There is a ZT1 line of mowers, and I'll go over some of the feature differences that I know of. I'm no mower expert, but I, when researching, decided on this mower for a couple reasons. As far as the overview goes, this particular model has a 54-inch deck. You can get a couple different deck sizes, but I chose the 54 for two reasons. One, because it was in stock at the local dealer, and two, because the deck overhangs the wheel base a little bit, and I can easily get around my trees with that deck sticking out the way that it does. And then the third and final reason was it fits on my little utility trailer. I have a little 5x8 utility trailer, and this will fit. A 60-inch deck would not have fit, so that was another reason I chose this. But you can see, looking around the mower, it's got headlights. They automatically come on when the mower is running. It's got your deck height control right here. That's a knob that you can turn. I've seen a few different brands on the market have something very similar. The foot pedal down here is actually just to lift the deck, so you can use your foot to lift, and then you can lock the height there with that knob. There's where you put your fuel. Come around back, and we see we have the Kawasaki 23 horse engine. Some of the Cub Cadet models come with a Kohler engine. This particular one comes with a Kawasaki, and that was another reason why I chose this model. From all the reading I did, I felt like the Kawasaki is a better engine and will probably be a little bit more durable, so hopefully that pans out. And then this model, and this is a difference from the ZT1, you can't see it, but it has a heavier duty transmission, or I guess two transmissions, because there's one that powers each of the wheels. And each transmission has a reservoir there for the hydraulic fluid. There's one on each side, and actually both of them right now are saying they're not all the way full. So the dealer actually told me that when you buy a new one, that the system kind of has to perk a little bit and the fluid kind of settles, so to speak, and probably going to have to add some hydraulic fluid within the first few hours. And I've got about 5 hours on this now, so that's where I'm at. Yeah, I'm going to have to add a few ounces. Here's your oil fill on this side. Muffler down there at the very bottom. Comes standard with a little tow bar, or I guess that's a tow hole, I don't know. Over here we've got a cup holder and another little square area to fit your phone or your keys or whatever you want to put in there, and they're nice and deep, so you shouldn't have to worry about those things bouncing out of there. And as far as the other controls, we've got choke over here, throttle here, obviously your ignition, your blade engage, and then your hour meter here. And that's pretty much it as far as controls. This mower, compared to the ZT1, comes standard with armrests. The ZT1 does not have that. Has slightly bigger set of wheels and tires. It comes with a heavier duty transmission. In fact, it's the same model transmission that was on the, I think it's the RTZ model of mowers. Those were the heavier duty residential mowers from Cub Cadet in previous years. So I feel like that's a nice upgrade. Hopefully, it proves to be pretty durable for me. And I think, what are some of the other differences? We got wheels, tires, transmission, Kawasaki engine. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So we'll go ahead and give you a start sequence here, and then we'll put it through the paces. All right, Kawasaki starting sequence. Hearing protection. 1. Brake set. Throttle halfway. Choke in. It was actually the first time I popped a wheelie with it. That was kind of stupid, but good to know that it has that kind of power, and you're going to need that power when you're getting up hills and stuff, I guess. So let's put it through the paces. Here we go. Alright, well that was a couple passes with the mower just set at a normal height. I think it was at 4 inches. And this was cut last week, so you could see when I cut it, it was only a couple inches taller than that. Excuse me. But anyway, you can see here it does a pretty good job of that kind of normal height cut. You got a nice even cut. Across here, these 3 passes that I did, and of course the way that that deck overhangs the kind of beyond the edge of the wheels, it was really easy for me to get in and out and cut between my trees and along close to the edge of my trees. So that was the main reason I bought this, because I knew I'd need to be able to get in and cut all around my trees. But just for demonstration, I'll show you how this cuts some taller grass. I've got all this kind of pasture space out here, and I'm not going to routinely cut this with a 0-turn. I have the brush hog mower for this, but I'll just show you how it does on tall grass like this. And you can see if I walk in here, this grass is, you know, at this height, almost up to my knees. So I'll show you what it does. And I already know because I've done this a couple times. It does a pretty good job. I'll do 2 passes. One will be at kind of a slow speed to make sure I get a good cut, and when I come back I'll do it at full speed, and we'll see how it does and see how much it misses. But here we go. So we'll kind of compare these cuts here. Over here on my slow side, pretty even. I've got a couple tall pieces. You know, there's one here and one there, and actually almost all the tall pieces I miss, you can kind of tell right between the blades. This deck has 3 blades on it, so between the blades, kind of right in this line, and then over here, right between this line, there are a few taller missed pieces of grass, and then further down here it actually got a little bit thicker, and there was some other kind of flower or pasture grass or something down here that was thicker, and the mower missed more up through here too. So that's what it does with knee-high grass. even when you try to go a little bit slower, you know, the deck just ends up folding over the tall grass and it misses more. And then on the return trip, when I went, you know, kind of full speed, you can see through here, it really missed quite a bit. All this was missed because we were just going too fast for it to really get a good cut on that. So maybe no big surprise, right? You can't go 7.5 miles an hour full speed through knee-high grass. At least you get an idea of the capability. And yeah, you know, these residential zero turns aren't made for mowing pasture, right? So, like I said, most of this stuff, most of the time, I'm going to be cutting with a brush hog. So this isn't really what I bought it for. But out here, keeping the grass from growing and overtaking my Christmas trees, I think the zero turn is going to be invaluable for that. And with that 54-inch deck, it's going to make short work of getting that done. So, give you a little bit more demonstration here. Cutting around the trees. Here we go.